Hey everybody, Jason here again with the GD&T Basics video question line, and today's topic is the LMC modifier. So the question that was submitted is, please explain the concept of the example of LMC in figure 5-15 on page 47 of the ASME Y14.5 2018. So specifically, how does making the hole smaller, i.e. being at the MMC size, provide more position tolerance? Now, there's a handful of ways to unravel this question. First, I'm going to come at it from the perspective of the standard and how the LMC modifier works. And then I'm going to give you a couple quick use scenarios as to why you would use it. Why would you want to give a feature, a hole, for example, that measures at its smallest diameter, the MMC size? If that hole measures at its smallest diameter, or better known as the MMC, why would you suddenly give it more position or give it bonus position beyond the original value in the feature control frame? So we're going to kind of talk about that here at the end of the lesson. But first, we're going to go over how this tool works. So here's the figure from the standard that the individual is referencing. Now, this isn't necessarily the only figure that talks about the LMC modifier. In fact, it's from the perspective of virtual and resultant condition, which are two boundaries we talk about in our advanced course that help us understand worst case scenarios for the size and position and orientation of this hole. But here we see the LMC modifier being used on this simple hole here. And what it's telling us is that we will always get 0.1 of position tolerance. We can see that. When we measure at LMC, right, we measure at the listed modifier, that's 30.5 based on this value here. We will get 0.1. Now, if we deviate away from that, we get bonus tolerances. So we might get up to a total of 0.5 position tolerance because we could get an additional 0.4 of bonus from our size. So let's dissect that. These images from the standards leave a little bit to be desired. So we've got a sample drawing here that we teach in our course. And this is just a simple flywheel. We made it up, but it's got a pattern of 8 holes around the edge, if you will, of this part. And we're controlling those 8 holes with this feature control frame right here with a diametric position tolerance of 10 thousandths modified at LMC. And so we always say you can read the feature control frames like a sentence. So this one says, this feature control frame has a cylindrical tolerance zone with a diameter of 10 thousandths at LMC with respect to datums A and B. And that's the big important part here, is that at LMC. If we didn't have the LMC modifier, it just says you get a diameter tolerance of 10 thousandths with respect to datums A and B. No reference to MMC or LMC or any bonus being applied. So we do have the LMC modifier here, so we do get to slip that into the sentence. And we say, when we measure at LMC, we get 10 thousandths. So let's take a look at this example drawing here. Let's say we have part number 1 off the assembly line, right? We know our limits of size are 1.745, 1.755, 1.755 being the LMC, and 1.745 being obviously the MMC. So we always have an MMC and an LMC from the size dimension. The max material condition is where the size is with the maximum material. So on an internal hole, when you're adding material, you're maximizing how much material exists, that hole gets smaller. If you reduce the material on the part, that hole gets bigger, right? So we always know the MMC and LMC, whether or not there's a modifier there or not, right? So let's say part number 1, we physically measure that diameter, the UAME or the usable envelope. The mating envelope measures 1.755, right? So it measures at 1.755. That is our LMC, rather convenient. So we see that at LMC, we get 10 thousandths. So this hole right here, since it measures at 1.755, we physically measured it, we know what it measures, we know it gets a diametric deviation of 10 thousandths. So it gets to deviate 5 thousandths radially. Now, what you can do is you can take note of this minimum wall thickness here. You don't have to, but you can, right? So we can take note of that. If we consider the worst case boundary for this outside, we can establish and calculate this minimum wall boundary, right? A minimum wall thickness. Now, if we reset and we pick up part number 2 off the assembly line, maybe it came from a different machine, different shift, whatever it was, it came in a little bit smaller. That hole measures, excuse me, at the MMC. So that hole measures 1.745. So we know we've deviated away from LMC in our size. We now measure at MMC, but our feature control frame tells us that at LMC you get 10,000ths. So something magical happens. You get bonus tolerance once you deviate away from the listed modifier. And we see that we've deviated actually 10,000ths. So the difference between the LMC, the listed modifier, and what we actually measured was 10,000ths. That's a bonus of 10 thou. We can add that 10 thou to the original listed 10,000ths to give us 20,000ths total position tolerance. Now this hole, since it measured small in diameter, gets more position to deviate. And not only do we get to deviate 5,000ths radially, we get to deviate 10,000ths radially, right? 20,000ths diametrically. What you can see is that takes us right back to that boundary that we were okay with, hopefully, being a minimum wall thickness. So that's really the only reason we would see the LMC modifier on any drawings is when you have a feature that says, hey, functionally, when this feature gets smaller, I'm going to allow you to have more position because since it measured smaller, it can deviate even more and still not cross this functional issue of a minimum wall thickness. Now, we could have easily left the LMC modifier off, and we would have still had the original minimum wall thickness we calculated when it measured at LMC, worst case scenario. What we just didn't do by including that LMC modifier is we said, hey, even if you do measure small, still only give it 10,000ths. If it did measure small, it would have only been able to deviate up to this point, and you would have had a much thicker wall during that deviation if it measured at MMC. You're just not allowing bonus position tolerance to deviate a little bit more. One thing I would advise everybody to think about is really make sure you want to use the LMC modifier. More often, I see it misused than I see it used correctly. And one guiding light I always tell people is if there's anything assembling through this hole at all, do not use the LMC modifier. Because what you're saying is the smaller that hole gets, in other words, the more you reduce the clearance between that and the thing you're trying to assemble through it, the more you reduce that clearance by shrinking that hole, I'm going to give you more position. And that's so much backwards from an assembler's point of view. If anything is trying to assemble through there, you're hurting yourself drastically. You're saying the smaller that hole is, the more position I'm going to give you. That just doesn't make sense. So you better make sure nothing is assembling through that hole. And then you really also care that, hey, I want to actually give you more position just in case you need it because I can allow it, right? Sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry and just not apply it. You have to make that decision as a designer yourself. So the use cases for the LMC modifier are dramatically less than the use cases for the MMC modifier. We can't gauge or build gauges to check the LMC modifiers. We can build gauges using the MMC modifier, and that's a real reason to use that as well. So again, use cases for LMC, dramatically less. Sometimes, even when we use the LMC modifier, we might shoot ourselves in the foot because there's actually something assembling through there, and now we've interrupted or allowed more position to cause interference with that mating part. Now, the LMC modifier gets labeled as the quote-unquote minimum wall thickness modifier, and anytime anyone hears that, they say, well, I definitely care about a minimum wall thickness. That may be true, and actually, you can use the MMC modifier and still care about a minimum wall thickness. You just need to make sure to calculate the worst case boundaries that you get from the MMC modifier and understand that those minimum wall thicknesses from that calculation is something you can live with. The LMC modifier only gets that label because that's the only thing it accomplishes. It gives you bonus up to the same minimum wall thickness. So just be careful of that. If any of this interests you, we cover a lot of these boundaries and these calculations in our advanced and our design courses. By all means, let us know, and we'd be happy to help you out and understand some more of these during some of our courses. So thanks for submitting, and have a great day.
Our goal is to be your best source for GD&T information online. It's important to us that everyone involved in engineering and manufacturing have the chance to learn and better understand GD&T on your prints. We have many free resources to help you get started on your learning journey. Subscribe to our GD&T community using the link in the description below or visit our website. Test your knowledge with our GD&T and print reading quizzes. Download helpful charts and access articles written by our training experts.